the bohat aji.
Oh my, what a wonderful time. Been a minute since I pulled up outside. Shut it down, yeah, you do that every time. Ooh, we gotta feel it right. Oh my, what a wonderful time. Been a minute since I pulled up outside. Shut it down, yeah, you do that every time. Ooh, we gotta feel it.
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is The Progress Element and I'm Isha. So today my video is going to be about Genesis Academy Summer Institute, which is a peace building and leadership program for high school students in Chicago in the United States. So I'm currently on this 2-week program. So I will tell you more about the program and what we've done so far. To tell you more about the program, the 4 core themes of the program are music and peace building, heroes and human rights, environmental sustainability, and peace journalism. They select around 15 to 20 students each year, and as you can see, this year I'm one of them. So these 15 to 20 students come from conflict or post-conflict zones, which include countries like
Pakistan, India, the US, Afghanistan, Venezuela, England,
and a lot of other countries that I cannot think of right now, but I will put their names in the description box below. I will also put a link to the description of the program if you guys would like to look into it. But please note that this is a recommendation only program, so you can only apply technically if somebody has recommended you to the program. So how did I get here? How was I selected? So I applied 2 years ago when someone from YES, so YES is the exchange program that I went to, got in touch with me on Facebook. I didn't know her at all. She's also from Pakistan, but she saw the work that I was doing with my youth organization called Sing City and a lot of the things that I was doing in general that I post about on Facebook. And this is why a lot of times I talk about maintaining an online presence and why it's important, because it reaches a lot of people and it helps you in the end. So this is how maintaining a good sort of social media presence helped me, because she reached out to me. She texted me about this program and she was like, would you be interested in participating? I was like, sure, I will look into it. And she sent me the details, told me if I wanted to apply. So I applied and got in, and it's very competitive. So I was very happy to get in. But I'm going to stop bragging about myself now and tell you that I got in. But why didn't I go last year? So I didn't go because I also got into Babson summer study and I wanted to experience college life. So in short, I went to Babson instead of here because the dates clashed. And this year she got in touch with me again, and I was asked if I wanted to be on the program again, and if I was interested in general. And I wasn't sure until the very end because I have made plans for college. So yeah. Anyways, this year I decided to say yes because I thought it was a nice experience that I missed out on the past year. So I flew here a week ago from Lahore. It was a long flight, and I went through Abu Dhabi, so I'm gonna show you a bit of videos of what happened. Enjoy. So I was actually the first person to get on my plane, so as you can see it was completely empty, but it was kind of fun. Also, I'm just gonna mention that the food at Etihad Airways is actually pretty decent. I mean, for airline foods, it's pretty decent. And yeah, but I couldn't spend much time at the airport in Abu Dhabi because I had to catch my flight to Chicago. After that, when I got here,
the first day we went to the Bridge House Museum in Chicago and we took an architectural boat tour.
So this is us taking a tour of the Bridge House Museum in Chicago. During the tour, we learned about the decades-old pollution problem in Chicago. And we also got to see some amazing views of the city. Then we ate our lunch by the scenic Chicago River. And lastly, we learned about the city's iconic architecture through the architectural boat tour. We've been doing has been related to Chicago, but the idea is that these are issues that apply to different places around the world. And one of the most interesting things that I've learned so far from this program is that although things may seem perfect on the outside, there's a lot going on in the inside that we don't know. So for example, a city like Chicago is so beautiful, and there are so many skyscrapers, beautiful buildings, and incredible architecture. You would not think that a place like this has problems like racial segregation or homelessness or poverty or extreme poverty for that matter. But once you delve deeper, you will realize that even places that are seemingly as perfect as this big city, which is the second biggest in the United States, has problems. And over the past week, we've been looking at different issues that the city faces and how they've been dealing with them. And we've met incredible people. We've gone to the Chicago public media. So some of the students went in for a radio interview. We also met a human rights lawyer. We met up with a photographer. And by the end of this program, we will be done with 3 things. One is a dance piece. I know. If you know me, I do not dance. Like, I do not like to dance. But here we had a great dance instructor. She basically helped us choreograph a whole dance piece, and because all of the students here are from different countries, we all brought in a little bit of our culture and our personal interest in dance, and we kind of combined it together and created this beautiful dance that we will perform. So I'm really excited for that. I performed one time before, but I just don't like dancing. I'm hoping this program will change my mind about that. And another thing that we're working on is a song. So the song is also something that we're working on as a collaboration, and we will be singing it, recording it, and it will be played on the radio, which is amazing. And the last thing is that we're writing articles for the Pulitzer Center in Washington, D.C., which is amazing. And my teammate is actually working on her part of the essay right now. And our essay is on food waste in Chicago. So we went out into the streets, interviewed people, kind of got to know about how the restaurants are dealing with food waste. We also interviewed a lot of homeless people to ask about their opinions on food waste and how we can come to a solution on that problem. So we are looking into a lot of different issues. So overall, it has been a very fun program. I will mention that it takes up a lot of time, which is why I couldn't make this video sooner. So we have our schedule set up like from the morning to the night, which is, if I could say that if there's one thing that I don't like about the program, it would be the timing, because I would like to have like 1 hour or something to work on my personal projects. But once again, with a lot of summer programs and intensive and rigorous programs that are designed for youth, and especially leadership programs, you will not get that much time. Other than that, I will be sharing a lot of videos from what happened during the program right now.
Me bohat achi.
How's your life, Caitlin?
Me bohat achi.
What? To talk about the leadership aspect of the program, because that is the thing that meant the most to me and that I learned the most about. So leadership to me is very important, but a lot of times we think that leadership is intangible or something that it comes naturally, so you don't talk about it or you don't learn leadership from other people. But at the same time, it's very important to have mentors and people who give you good advice. So during this program, I've been asking so many people questions about leadership and what we can do to become better leaders. And I will share 3 different moments and good advices that I've gotten so far. So the first is from Steve Bynum, who works for Worldview. He was actually the producer of Worldview. And he gave a very inspirational talk to all of us. And he gave us a definition of leadership that I've never heard before. He said, to him, a leader is someone who takes someone to a place that they've never been before, which is a perspective that is very new to me, because I think that a lot of times we think of leaders as these glorified human beings who are, on the platform speaking to people, and they have a great vision. But you could have a great vision. What makes a leader is someone who takes other people and who gives them their vision, in a sense. So if other people do not envision the same thing as you, they will not be led by you. And the second example that I have is by Wendy. So I was asking Wendy, what do we do if we're in a position of power, or we're leading people but they oppose us, or either due to personal reasons or they just don't agree with what we're saying? What do we do in these types of situations? And she said something very interesting. She said, kill them with kindness. And I mean, if you logically look at it, it makes sense. You could easily transform a potential enemy or a foe into an ally by treating them with kindness and being human. So that was something that I really appreciated. And the third thing is I talked to Steve Edwards, who is the Chief Content Officer for WBEZ. So we went out for dinner with him, and I asked him a similar question. And he said to him the most important thing is listening in leadership, which is again very important, because you could give great speeches and reach out to a lot of people, but if you don't know what they're thinking or where they're at, you will never be able to understand their perspective and lead them. So I want to thank all 3 of them, even though only Wendy's here, but thank you for giving me something to think about, and I hope to use it as a leader in the future. Thank you.
What about the immigrants? What about the innocents starving and they need your help? What about the atmosphere? We only got 11 years. Kids can count on fame and wealth. We can work together. We can work to make it better. We can work together. We can work to make it better.
Pain, 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 rain it all away.
Drain your fears, look for a new day. Pain, 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 rain it all away. Drain your fears, there's always a new day.
Guys, we just completed our program and yeah. Is it sad, Sophia?
I'm crying.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. but we're gonna keep in touch, right? We're gonna keep in touch. If you guys have any questions regarding the program whatsoever or how to apply, please get in touch with me and I might even be able to recommend some of you. So yeah, see you.